Shayaan, all right. Essay looks fantastic. Nice start. I know this is always the toughest part, just getting started, trying to figure out the format. So first of all, what we're going to do here is we're going to use what's called the sandwich technique. Sandwich is comprised of bread on the top, bread on the bottom, along with all your stuff in between. Your sandwich technique for your college essay is an opportunity to show everybody that, hey, I was a young kid and now I'm not. This and this and this and this happened and now I am more mature. Every one of these essays is going to kind of turn out that way. It's kind of fun for me to just play around and show you how whatever you said, no matter what the subject matter, always will do this in the end. Okay, so what I simply did is I just created the bread. I wrote in red the sandwich bread top, and then I just simply copied and pasted this sandwich bread top here at the top, and then recopied and manipulated it a little bit the same at the very end. So that will create the bread on the bottom. All right, anything in the middle is basically going to be I did this and this and this and this and this, and that led me from being a kid to now being a little bit more mature, and I'm ready for college. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this sandwich on the top. By the way, anything that I write for you here, you can feel free to keep 100% because it's not much. It's not plagiarism. You can go ahead and reword it. You can manipulate it or whatever. It's the idea, the thing that counts the most. All right. The reason that we do the sandwich technique here is because I've seen way too many times professors not actually reading the whole essay. They'll read the first few lines of the essay, they'll skim, and then they'll read the last few lines. If you assume that that's what they're going to do, they're going to get the idea. If they read the first few lines and the last few lines, they're going to say, young kid, now he's not a young kid, and so whatever is in the middle showed some kind of a growth from being a young kid. They went through some trials and tribulations, and then now they're not a young kid, and they're more mature and ready to handle the pressures of college at the university level. So that's the whole idea here. It's a fail-safe mechanism just in case they don't read it. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the red. 25 seconds left in the game, and I dribbled the ball from our side of the court. I held two fingers and touched them to my right elbow to signal the play call to my teammates. Left 45 degrees, sharp right sprint line, and a 90-degree cutback was the call to our forward. I passed the ball, and it was quickly a layup to win the game, 44-43 in overtime. I could see my parents smiling in the crowd. Awesome. So you see how it's kind of like, math within some type of a sports thing? Okay, then what I did in the blue here is I'm not saying that you should delete this. I'm just saying that you want to try and rework this. Now, what I did do is I wrote in the red a little bit further down, and if you look over here, we're gonna see this. So here's what I wrote again. So all of this blue could be manipulated and put below the red, or it could be deleted. It could be somewhere you could get rid of that or manipulate that. Okay, so remember, you're on the court and you're making all this crazy calls with the hand signals, and now it's kind of related to math. Then I wrote in red down over here, basketball is like math, nothing more than numbers and angles. My father could see the mathematics in basketball, in my basketball game as a child, as he commented on the connection many times before the overtime win. All right? So you see how now your dad is kind of integrated into this, which once again, it's integrated above when we say your parents were smiling in the court side. Okay, then I guess I can see myself as a basketball mathematician who enjoys working with numbers. So you see how this is really cool because this is relating basketball into college and basketball into like the real world. Okay, kind of cool. And then you have to decide what you're going to do with this, if you're going to rewrite that and put it back in here. Now, you're a young kid and you're playing basketball and your dad comments on how you're good with math, and you see math in the real world outside of the classroom as a basketball mathematician. Then whatever you say in here could be developed in that same topic. example number 1, I did this in school. Example number 2, I did this in school. And you can see here, 14 years old, in my community, and I listen, and gold medal, blah, 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 blah. So you see how it's a young kid playing basketball, and dad sees the potential in your basketball in regards to mathematics, and he calls you, or you call yourself, the basketball mathematician. Now, let's go down to the bottom, and then we just copy and paste and kind of rework the zinger, which is the top of the bread in your sandwich, all right? I did manipulate it a little bit so it's not exactly the same, but I tried to fit basketball back into something here. So 25 seconds left in the game, again, as I drove, right? So you were driving on the basketball court, and it was a game, but now here it's a special kind of a game when you italicize it, and you go ahead and put it in parentheses. 25 seconds left in the game, again, as I drove. I held my arm out the window, lifted my hand up 45 degrees to signal the play once again. Only this time I was signaling a right-hand turn into the parking lot of the university to attend my first college tour. I looked at my parents, and again, they were smiling from the back seat. Cool? What do you think? So basically, to summarize what I see here is this. You got your sandwich. You want to talk about basketball, but you want to relate basketball to the real world and how basketball is going to have something to do with college. Probably not going to play basketball in college, so you want to relate what you learned in basketball to being a mathematician. Hey, I see numbers within the real world, then bring it back, and this shows now you're not 14 years old. You are obviously a senior going on a college tour, and that shows a lot of growth. There it is. Let me know your feedback, and if you want to rework this again, just send me another message with an update. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.